Hi, it's Kim from Expressions of the Universe with your weekly wisdom for May 22nd through May 29th. And oh my God, we are on a crazy train ride for the next several weeks, several months. It's going to be crazy, but this week coming up is chock full of planetary aspects that I am here to tell you about. And I have cards for every single sign as well. So strap in and let's get to it. So today, it's May 22nd. As I'm recording this, just got done a fabulous reading with lovely Daria, whose birthday is tomorrow on March 23rd. So happy birthday to you, and happy birthday to all the Geminis, suns, risings, and moons. It is my season. I am a Gemini sun sign. I have so many friends that are Geminis. So happy birthday to all of you. I embrace and love you. I know that we are not always the most liked sign of the zodiac. But today, on May 22nd, let me look at my notes. So later tonight, we have Mercury squaring Neptune. Things could get really foggy for us up in here, a little confusing, not sure what direction that we're going in. We're going to be in that energy for quite some time because next Saturday on May 29th, Mercury does go retrograde in Gemini. So we have the sun, we have Mercury, we have Venus, all in Gemini. We are steeped in this communication energy. We are little chatterboxes, very up in our heads. However, with Venus being in Gemini, we're also having the need to be in our hearts. And that's really my advice for this entire season, is to get out of our heads and get into our hearts. Turn off that monkey mind, that mental chatter. We will want to overanalyze everything, but guess what? We have a lunar eclipse and a solar eclipse following it a couple weeks from now. And that wormhole, that whole entire section of time, we're releasing the past. We're getting rid of South Node tendencies, that South Node in Sagittarius. We're letting go of a lot of wounds, a lot of hurts, and get out of your head and just be. If you can, this is a great time to meditate, get out into nature, like I always say, and just allow yourself to live. Like, stop overthinking everything. More on that in a minute. And yeah, because no matter how much you overthink things and overanalyze them, they are what they are. They're going to be what they're going to be. The lunar eclipse will illuminate things that are hidden, those blind spots, the things that we can't see. The solar eclipse in 2 weeks puts that spotlight on them. And no matter how much overanalyzation, overthinking we do on certain topics, we can't think of every possible solution or which way in and out. We just have to really let things play out at this point. Like, we're not in control. Okay, so let it go. May 23rd, tomorrow, Saturn at 5:21 a.m. will go retrograde. You know, Saturn is that all-father in the sky. He's the one that tells us what we should and shouldn't be doing. He sets the rules. He makes us stick to our commitments. Well, you know, him going retrograde is actually going to ease up a little bit on all of us, because he's relaxing the rules for the time being, for the next couple of months. It's not to say that all rules go out the window. We will have to keep to our commitments, but we will have a little bit more sense of freedom to do what it is that we want to do without him, you know, looking down on us and like being so overly strict. So I think that that energy could be a little bit light for us on May 26th. That's when we have the full flower moon in Sagittarius. It's a super moon. It is going to look glorious the night of May 25th. This full moon actually comes in here on the East Coast at 7:14 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're not going to see it at that exact moment. We won't see that lunar eclipse. Maybe on the other side of the earth, you will see it, but here we won't. So be sure to get out on Tuesday night and look at that beautiful super moon. It's going to be so close to Earth. It is the full flower moon. That's because everything here in the Northern Hemisphere is in full flower. It will be at 5 degrees Sagittarius, making that opposition to 5 degrees of Gemini. The South Node is in Sagittarius. It's making almost an exact opposition, not quite, to Chiron, the wounded healer. This is going to be a great time to let past wounds go from this life, past life wounds. Think about what it is you want for yourself in this life and stop harping on all that old crap that's holding you back. Like, you know, I just don't want to hear the stories anymore that, oh, well, you know, this happened to me 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and blah, blah, blah. Like, stop. Like, it's over. What's in the past is in the past, and there's nothing that we can do here, now, in the present to change anything that happened in the past, unless, of course, we have a time travel machine. I mean, I do feel that all of our timelines are intertwined and intersynced. The only thing you could do is change what you're doing right now in this present moment anyway to make a better future. And that's kind of where we're headed. The new moon that occurs with the solar eclipse on June 10th will be in Gemini. I don't know the degree because I haven't looked it up yet or anything, but it's like bookending each other. It's like we're getting rid of all the crap. That's what full moons do. We're releasing. We're getting rid of all of this emotional baggage, all this crap that's up in our heads and in our hearts. And we're dumping it. We're getting rid of it so that we can move forward towards that North Node. So that's what I'm seeing for that. The moon will also square Jupiter during this time. Jupiter, the benefic, the one that says more, bigger, better. The moon is kind of squaring, facing off with Jupiter. And the moon is saying, hold up a minute, slow it down, and really think about what it is that you're wanting. But you have got to release and you've got to let go of all of this old crap if you want more, bigger, and better. And I always like to say during these times too, when I'm releasing this or something better, I always recommend journaling, making a full moon and a new moon wish list, burning it in a fire, or at least lighting a candle to ignite that creativity, to ignite those fires that release that letting go. It's always really great and symbolic. Let's see, May 29th, next Saturday, Venus will square Pluto in the afternoon, 3:25 p.m. This is going in really great combination, coming off of this full supermoon and lunar eclipse. Venus, our heart, Pluto, death, endings, new beginnings, transformation, facing off. It's softening the blow of letting go, of discarding, allowing those things to float away, allowing things to die and pass on. But Venus is softening that energy. So Yes, it will be emotional. Yes, it could, a lot of things could be bubbling up for us, but your heart of heart knows what has got to go. Old habits, old behaviors, old thought patterns, the way that you treat yourself, the way that you nourish yourself. And I'm always saying, are you eating well? Are you exercising enough? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you drinking enough water? Are you really taking good care of yourself? If you're not doing that, if you're putting junk in your mouth, if you're barely getting a few hours of sleep per night, you're not taking good care of yourself. Old habits have got to change during this time. Venus kind of like puts that little spark in us to say, okay, I'm ready to make these changes. Any old stories that you've been telling yourself, especially about the things that hold you back, Venus will allow you to let these things go. Let's see. May 29th, Mercury will also go retrograde. And that is at 6:34 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is going to be an exceptionally long Mercury retrograde. However, one of the shortest spans of degrees of a Mercury retrograde, which is really interesting. And it seems as though the longer the retrograde, the shorter the distance that it travels, which intensifies this retrograde. It is in Gemini, the planet of communication, the twins. So be really careful of your words, be careful of your thoughts. That's why I say get out of your head. Because we're not thinking correctly, of course, unless you were born under a Mercury retrograde, because then your mind comes back online during this time. So not a terrible thing. We're not out of the shadow, I believe, until July 5th, if I'm not mistaken. Look at my astrological calendar. I don't know if it will give me shadow information. Mercury will station direct. Where are you? I don't know. I'll have to. Oh, Mercury stations direct on June 22nd. However, it will take a couple more weeks in its shadow before it's fully out of the shadow. So, you know, rest, relax, retreat, rejuvenate, reinvent. Anything with the prefix of re, that's what this time is all about. I will pay attention to, or ask you all to pay attention to, anything, any communication snafus, anything that was on your mind, whatever was going on in relationships beginning May 14th up until this time, that's what you're going to be revisiting. And so, unfortunately, I'm probably going to have a square off with somebody that I cut loose and let go of, and family related during that time. And I had a communication snafu, but it was for the better, because I thought I texted my daughter and I texted her mother-in-law instead, and letting her know exactly what I felt. So I think that that's going to come up again. I don't feel like dealing with it, but I guess I'm going to have to. I'm half expecting it, but you know, whatever. And then, of course, you know, we're following up with the new moon and solar eclipse in Gemini, June 10th. What else do I see coming up for the following month? Oh, yeah. So we have that new moon in Gemini, June 10th. June 11th, Mars will finally move out of Cancer. So our emotions won't be roller coastering. It'll be in Leo. And I think we're going to feel invigorated. We will have more energy come June 11th. Any other? Oh, June 20th. Jupiter will go retrograde. And so, yes, we are entering retrograde season. We have Pluto. Tomorrow will be Saturn. And then June 20th, Jupiter will join. And so we have a couple of months of that. So it's really just about like laying back, letting things play out, letting things go. What crystal am I using? So with the full moon, it is moonstone. I don't have it here with me. You'll see that I'm wearing this fluorite that a friend of mine gave to me. And it's really actually pretty beautiful. I can't get it off of my head, so I'm going to have to cut this. I just strung this up so I could wear it today. It's really gorgeous. But fluorite, especially here at the heart chakra, it is super healing. So bring it on. Like I'm a Gemini, so I know I will be affected during this time. Pay attention. Look at your own charts. You can go to astro.com, plug in your birth data, pull up your chart. Oh, and I do have the chart. That's why I'm recording on this platform, because I wanted to bring up the chart. And I'm hoping when I click that, there we go. Yes. Okay, so this is today, May 22nd. Just looking at these aspects of what's going on. Let's zoom ahead to May 26th, 7:14 a.m. You'll see that the sun is at 5 degrees Gemini. There's the moon, it's also 5 degrees Sagittarius. And you want to take a look and see where 5 degrees of Gemini and 5 degrees of Sagittarius are in your own chart. Like I said, you can go to astro.com and plug in your birth data and pull up your chart. And you do have to have your time of birth to see which house it's in. So collectively, its 12th house is where the sun is, and 6th house, which is health, daily routine, our small pets. I would definitely be paying attention to our health during this time. And this is about meditation, spirituality, seclusion, going within, getting out of our heads and really diving deep within ourselves. That is what the theme is. But where does it show up in your chart? So I know that I have the sun in my 2nd house. So that would be the things that I value. It's my money. It's material things versus ethereal things. Like, what is more important? Is it is it things that we have, or is it things that money can't buy? So that's something that I'll be thinking about. And then the opposite of that is, for me, the 8th house, and that's about letting things go and letting things die which no longer serve. Ironically, my north node is in Gemini and my south node is in Sagittarius, both at 13 degrees. So that's affecting me straight on, within 2 degrees. So you want to look at those places. What house are these showing up? And just to review this with you, the 1st house is about yourself. So if you have Gemini in the 1st house, this transit is all about you. 2nd house, like I said, it's our money. It's, material versus things that money can't buy, the things that we own. It's also real estate. 3rd house is communication, technology, our car, our neighborhood, our siblings, cousins, nieces, nephews. 4th house is our home. It's the nest. It's also mother, father. So like 10th house, 4th house, I interchange them, mother and father. But this is the things that we keep within our home, like our nest, the things that comfort and nurture us. 5th house is children, and it's typically our children, but it's also joy, it's pleasure, it is romance, it is also creativity. 6th house is daily routine, the details in life. It is our health. And it is also small animals. 7th house is our relationships. And it's all of our relationships, not just marriages and partnerships, but it's every relationship in our life. 8th house, it is death, ending, taxes, rebirth, transformation. It's the underworld. It is everything associated with Pluto, which will be in its home sign, retrograde. So things are coming to an end. There are some things, foundational things, that will be coming to an end. 9th house is about expansion. It is about freedom. It is about travel, higher education, learning new things, going to new places, and just allowing yourself to break free. The 10th house, that is mother or father energy. It's also how people are seeing you out in the world. Often a lot of people associate that with their careers. And the 11th house, that's our friends and our social circle. It's also other people's children. So where the 5th house is our children, the 11th house is other people's children. And then the 12th house, which is typically ruled by Pisces. If you have Gemini here, this would be past lives, past life karma that you're clearing. It is the need to go within and dive deep into your spirituality, meditation, trying to cleanse the soul, so to speak. So yeah, those are the themes for that. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I will do my best to help you out. So let's pull some cards for each sign. You want to pay attention to your sun sign, your rising sign, and your moon sign. And if you don't know what that is, like I said, go to astro.com, plug in your time, your date, time, and place of birth. And you have to have a time of birth in order to get the houses and in order to get your rising sign. Your moon sign also, you can pretty much figure out your moon sign, but it could be like within a 12-degree window, depending on what time you were born. But all of the other planets should be okay. But the most important thing is, where's your sun? Where's your rising? And we got to find out what those houses are so you know where you're going to be affected. All right. And if I have your chart on file and you don't know, I'll send it to you. If you've had a reading with me, I most likely still have your file. All right. I'm going to cut these, and then I'm just going to pull from the top, and I'm going to start with the Aries, suns, risings, and moons. Okay. So Aries, it's cat spirit, and it says, claim your independence. So Aries, this is all about doing for you. You do you, okay? Cat spirit is about independence. Think about the feline. They want you when they want you, and then they want to be left alone. They want to be fed. They want to be taken care of. They want to be nurtured, and then leave me alone. This cat spirit, this independent nature, and it is card number 13. So this is talking about your heart and your beliefs. That is also going to be changing, hopefully maybe about yourself, and allowing yourself to finally break free and get out of your own way. Taurus, suns, risings, and moons. I love this. It's frog spirit, and it says clear out the clutter. So we just left Taurus season, and you know, I recently found out that I'm a Taurus rising after 55 years of thinking that I was either a Gemini or a Cancer rising. So this, yes, I have to clear out the clutter. I've been doing a really good job, but I still need, you know, I think it's like a never-ending thing. But this isn't also, this is not just physical clutter. This is emotional clutter, that emotional baggage. Uranus, and I didn't mention that, but Uranus is going to be making some interesting aspects during these next couple of weeks. Consider him the great eliminator. He's clearing the way, moving things out of the way. Some of us may think it's chaotic. I am a little nervous about that energy, you know, considering where it's falling in my chart. But he's making room for new things to come in. So clear that clutter. Also, whenever I see frog spirit, I think of the spring, brand new, new beginnings, and it's card number 28. So the 28, that talks about our feelings and what it is we are creating. The 8, the creativity, the manifestation, but it equals 10. So it's like a dual meaning. And you know, 10 is about abundance and manifestation. And then going back real quick, the 13, that equals a 4. That's talking about where it is you truly belong. Sorry, Aries, I forgot to mention that. All right, Gemini. Dun, dun, dun. It is Bat Spirit, and it's card number 5. So that's indicating big changes coming through for the Gemini sun signs, rising signs, and moons. I already knew that, knowing that we have the total lunar eclipse and then almost a total solar eclipse. Not quite, but it's just about, and that's in 2 weeks. And that's in affecting all of the Gemini suns, risings, and moons. But whenever I think about Bat Spirit, it makes me think of how bats use radar, like sonar, to navigate because they can't really see well. And so it's like bumping around in the dark. That's kind of what Gemini suns, risings, and moons are going to be doing for the next couple of weeks. Things will be feeling clearer. We're going to be very foggy headed with that Mercury square to Neptune. This card says a rebirth is assured. So this is a really great sign. I know change is difficult for a lot of us. I get a little nervous when I see a number 5 come up and those big changes, and I get nervous with the lunar and solar eclipses in my own sign because we've been going through a lot of those over the past couple of years in Gemini Sag. So I don't need any more losses in my life, but I always know that it makes way for something new and, you know, greater sometimes to come in. Cancer, suns, risings, and moons. You have Antelope spirit, and it says life is speeding up, and that is so, so true. Antelope spirit, card number 2, and this is talking about sitting and steeping in your feelings. Get in your heart during this time. That's all you have to do is nurture and listen to what your heart desires. Life is speeding up for you. Things are definitely going to start moving a little bit faster for the Cancers. And so take this time, these next couple of weeks, to really allow yourself to take a break if you have to. Get ready and rest it up because you're going to be going as soon as the sun moves into Cancer. Leo, suns, risings, and moons. We have Elephant spirit. It's card 25, which equals the 7. And it says, learn from the past. So Leo, suns, risings, and moons. Instead of dwelling in the past, learn from the past. And I think that will resonate with a lot of you. But it's time for you to let that past go. You can forgive, you can accept, but let it go. And you don't have to hold on to it any longer. The 25 talks about your feelings and your thoughts. And are you monkey minding it? That's what I think. I feel like I'm picking up Leo energy, and it's like overthinking, thinking about the same thing that happened so long ago that is holding you up right now. And then that nets a 7. So with the feelings and the thoughts, the net of the 7 is our divine connection. And it's like, let it go, and let the universe deal with it. That's really what I think all of us should be doing during this time, because everything is really kind of out of our control. Virgo, it's Dolphin spirit. Love that. It is card number 20, and it says this and that are true. So a couple things with this, Virgo suns, risings, and moons. The card number 20, it's our feelings and our boundaries, and having to put boundaries around the way that we feel about things, not allowing people to step on our feelings, but conversely, you not doing that to other people. This and that are true is what you believe is true. What I believe is true could be completely different, but it's still true to me. It's still true to you. Dolphin also talks about the passage from this world into the underworld whenever I see Dolphin spirit. So I just want to, this is, yeah, you know what? And I'm starting to channel something for my sister, and I don't even know if she watches my videos, so I'm going to have to call her. But yeah, and I'm going to keep that a little private. But whenever I see dolphins, I think about people passing over into, you know, the next realm. And so that could be coming up for Virgos. But I think this is also a time for all of us that we could be seeing a lot of passing. But just remember, don't be so steadfast in your beliefs about what is true, what is real, what is not, and see yourself in every person that you meet, even if they have a different belief system or a different opinion than you. So Virgos, it's really kind of like an expansion of the mind. Now, traditionally, Virgos are ruled by Mercury, so there will be some effect of this retrograde on you. I truly believe that Virgo is ruled by Chiron, the wounded healer, more than Mercury, or a combination of the two, because that Mercury mind is what helps Virgos be so diligent and detailed in everything they do. All right, Libras, and you know I know some juicy Libras. Libra, you have Lizard Spirit, card 38. It says, dream the world into being. And I think that I just mentioned this to my bestie who is a Libra, and I told him to dream big at this time because it's manifesting. The 38 speaks about your beliefs and what it is you're creating. And so I love that combination, because whatever you believe, that's what's going to appear before you. So dream big, baby. And that will net an 11. So it talks about integrity. And then that 11 nets to a 2. It all comes down to how you're feeling in here about you. And whenever I see Lizard Spirit, I often also think about quickness, change up between quick and slow, also kind of chameleon energy. And it's like being able to fade into the background and change who you are to adapt and fit into different situations. I think that that is part of that card. So I love that. All right, after Libra is Scorpio. All right, Scorpio, suns, risings, and moons. Ooh, this is amazing. So it's white raven spirit. I have never seen a white raven myself, but you know, it's extremely mystical. Bronwyn was the keeper of the white raven. It is card 66, which is a master number of material possessions. And it says, trust in the magic. I love this for the Scorpio suns, risings, and moons. This is going to be such a magical time for you. I think this is like finally kicking off that season of things breaking free, because I know Scorpios have been really going through a rough time. And every time I saw a window of opportunity opening for them, it was just like shut as soon as it opened. The 66 talks about not worrying about material things, not worrying about having enough, to having enough money, having enough food, having enough of anything, because it will all come through. That's what the magic of this is. When you worry about it, you're actually pushing it away. This is also talking about opening your heart and allowing yourselves to trust that there is like some kind of greater power that knows exactly what it is that you need at this time. So it nets a 12, the 6 and a 6 net a 12. So it's your heart and your feelings steep deep down. And then that nets a 3, which is your beliefs. So it like all comes full circle. What you believe is what happens, what manifests for us. Trust in that magic, Scorpios. Sagittarians. So this is a huge, huge one for you. I need a sip of coffee before I finish that. This full flower supermoon with the lunar eclipse is in Sagittarius. So things are changing for you. This is huge. There's going to be a lot of baggage that you're dropping. Belief systems are changing. Maybe everything. Things that have been holding you back and you've been holding on to for a really long time, gone, poof, out the door. This is such a great cleansing time for you. And so the card that's coming up, it's Porcupine Spirit. So cute. It says time for beginner mind. Yes. It's card number 48. Time for beginner mind. So Sagittarius, that's where the South Node is. And it is about our old beliefs, our old conditioned beliefs, past life beliefs, beliefs from the past, wiping that slate clean. Sagittarius, suns, risings, and moons, starting with a beginner mind. The card 48 talks about where do you belong and how are you going to create that perfect place. Have you found your place of belonging? It's netting a 12, which is the heart and the feelings, equaling a 3, which is your beliefs. So what do you believe in yourself? Stop believing what other people are saying about you. Start believing in yourself. And what's interesting, the porcupine, people don't get too close to that porcupine. So you may have to go it alone for a little bit of time. In this new beginner mind, you may be shedding a lot of relationships that no longer serve. There's going to be a lot of big changes, a lot of, possible upheavals and passings and cutting cords and letting go. You got to do the work. That's my message for everybody. You've got to do the work if you want things to change and happen. So I love this for you, Sagittarius. It's great. Capricorns. Oh, I love this. It's Crow Spirit. So that's more magic. It is card 17 and it says co-create with spirit. I love this. The crows, that is all about magic. The crows and the ravens. Co-create with spirit. This is about you getting into one with that greater energy. The divine, the universe, whatever you want to call it. The 17 talks about your heart and your spiritual beliefs, and nets an 8, which is the creation of magic. So what is it that you are wanting, Capricorns? Now is your time, because, Pluto is in your sign for a little while longer, but he's cleaning house. And the great thing is, when did I say Venus is squaring Pluto? On May 27th. And I think I screwed that up at the beginning of this video. But on May 27th, Venus will be squaring Pluto. So it will allow for some clearing out, and it won't be so bad, but it will make a deeper connection with you and the divine, so that you can manifest exactly what it is you're looking for. Aquarius. Oh, I love this. Dog spirit. Aquarius, this is card number 19, and it says, be loyal to whatever you love. And I think that's perfect. So Saturn is going to go retrograde in Aquarius. He's lightening up the rules a little bit. He's kind of taking some restrictions off. Jupiter will be retrograding and moving back into Aquarius. But this is asking you, like, stop spending your energy and your time on things that are not loyal to you. Be loyal to the things that you love, to the things that you're passionate about. Think about the dog animal totem. Like our dogs, if you have dogs, they're man's best friend. I know my dogs, like they are by my side 24/7. They are loyal. I can count on them. That's why I love my dogs, because they are who they say they are. Stop spreading yourselves too thin, Aquarius, suns, risings, and moon. This is about reeling it back in and spending your time and energy on the people and the things that are loyal to you, the things that ignite that creative passion within you. The 19, that is about your heart, tapping into what it is that you love. And the 9 could be taken in a couple different ways. The 9 is the path that you're on. Are you on the right path? You got to follow the heart, but it's also the ending of one chapter and the beginning of another chapter. And I think as long as you're following your heart, Aquarian, suns, risings, and moons, you're good to go. Last but not least, Pisces. So Pisces, suns, risings, and moons. And you got the totem that is the signature of this entire deck, and it is Stag Spirit. And I love that. It's card number 58, and it says, take the lead. So right away, Stag Spirit is fantastic. It is that quiet power. It is not boisterous. It is not overly aggressive. It is just stepping into that leadership role, knowing exactly what needs to be done, knowing exactly how to do it with total confidence. And you don't have to be bossy or pushy or anything like that, but it's time for the Pisces to step into a less submissive role, so to speak. You got to take the lead. That's what this card is asking you to do. And it's also asking you to recognize just how powerful you are. You know, the Neptune energy is so strong, and that is Pisces energy. And we also have Jupiter currently in Pisces for a little while. Jupiter will be moving into Pisces next year. So we're getting a preview right now of what your next year theme is going to be. Start living it right now before he retrogrades back into Aquarius. Start getting into that feel. Now, the card 58, 5 means change, and the 8 means creativity and abundance, and also infinity, because I think about that. When you put those together, it's a 13, so that's your heart and your beliefs. So the changes have to come around how you're feeling about yourself, what it is that you're truly believing in. Stop spending your energy as well, Pisces, in areas that are not serving you. And that's a 4, which means that talks about your place of belonging. You will be finding your perfect place of belonging. This is a great card for the Pisces, suns, risings, and moons. All right. I think that's all I have. I'm so happy to be back. I'm really grateful for the time that I had off and I got to spend with my family, especially my daughter. We had a great wedding. I don't know if I mentioned that. I can't even remember the last time that I did a video. And then she and I went away for a couple of days, taking the trip that we were supposed to take last year that got canceled due to COVID. And I miss her already. And she only lives a mile from me, but you know, we both live busy lives, so I don't get to see her. But I feel refreshed. I feel reinvigorated. I'm so happy to be back here, and I'm re-inspired as well. So stay tuned, because I am going to be blogging again. I'm going to blog about the upcoming aspects and embed the video in there. I am going to post this. Subscribe to my channel so that you get, you know, these videos as soon as they come out, before I get to post them in the other social media platforms. And I just want to say thank you to all of you. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all of you supporting me, and you know, with your follows and your likes and your comments and putting up with my weird quirkiness. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you every single day more than you will ever, ever know. Happy full moon blessings to all of us. You got to do the work. You got to clear out the clutter. Let that baggage go so that we can manifest our best lives. Until next time, have a great week. Bye.